Hey, what's up, Street Talks? It's Eric from the Eric from Street Photography blog. So I just wanted to share a random thought that I had was, what if taking the risky option in life was actually the safest option in life? Or another way to put it is, by taking the safe option in life, you're taking the more boring, the more uninteresting, and the more unfulfilling option in life. So for example, if your parents tell you to study, to be an engineer or a doctor or a lawyer, it's pretty predictable in terms of how your life is going to turn out. You're gonna make a pretty good job, you get married, get some kids, buy a BMW, buy a house, blah blah, and then you've lived a good life. But certainly there must be more interesting ways to live your life, and I think life is, it's less about having these certain advantages in life and having these certain, either external prizes or money and stuff like that. To me, I think life is about having the maximum amount of personal freedom to pursue your own artistic and creative needs, wants, desires, and so forth. And so I really think that the only way to pursue this is through entrepreneurship, through business, through essentially making money on your own terms, working on your own terms. And I feel that perhaps the best way to live life is never spend a moment of your day or your life doing something you don't want to do. It's very, very simple. I think Bob Dylan has a quote, is like, to me, like, success is from the morning till you sleep at night to only work on things which interest you. And consider, like, let's say you get into, you work for a company, you're going to maybe have to answer all these stupid emails, sitting through these boring meetings, and sure, you might make a bunch of money and buy a Lamborghini or whatever. Actually, no, you probably can't even get rich enough if you work at a company to buy a Lambo. Let's say you could buy like a BMW 3 Series, or maybe if you're a higher position, you could buy an M3. But it just seems a little bit too basic. For me, I've realized the happiest I am is when I'm creating artwork, or when I actually have the ability to tune out the rest of the world and not be distracted, and to not work reactively, rather act actively. So my best friend Nietzsche has this notion that a lot of thinkers work only reactively, which means somebody is attacking them with a certain outside stimulus or thought, and then they must respond, rather than letting your mind go fallow and using that opportunity to think your own active thoughts. So ultimately, I think the goal is to further humanity, because, spoiler alert, we're all gonna die, right? So what is the purpose for our lives? I mean, I think that there's no ultimate purpose in life, but you could dictate your own purpose in life, whatever gives you the most meaning or personal interest. So for me, the practical thing is probably furthering knowledge, furthering art, furthering photography, and really promoting photography as probably one of the best art forms to us humans, and to empower and encourage more people to do photography. And so that's my self-directed purpose in life, and I feel like I've only really been able to delve into deeper depths in photography and art because I'm self-employed, and thus I don't have to worry about the BS of everyday living if I worked at a company. Now, I would certainly say that the biggest benefit of being self-employed is that I've actually been able to think more original thoughts and share these thoughts with others, rather than being stuck in the rat race of the typical 9 to 5. So essentially, I know these thoughts are all over the place, but I really do encourage you to, in order to think more interesting original thoughts, let your mind go more fallow. In some ways, don't read too much either, whether that be the news or social media or even books in general. I would recommend choose one or two thinkers that you really like. So probably my best thinkers of all time include Nietzsche and probably Nassim Taleb, who's more recent, and actually probably Seneca. But everyone else is just kind of noise. So get to know a few artists very, very well, really understand their psyche, understand their works, and also have the courage and the the chutzpah and the audacity to share your own thoughts. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. Peace out.